Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey this glorious Monday morning. It's beautiful outside. My guest today, it is the wonderfully talented Mr. Mike Chaney, and we're going to be talking about, actually, I don't know, we haven't figured out exactly what we're talking about. I told Mike Mike's retiring shortly. You're gonna miss seeing his lovely face around Wabash here pretty soon, and I told Mike this was going to be his exit interview. Have you ever had an exit interview, by the way?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
No, I'm really looking forward to it.
I bet he is. Well, that's great. Yes. We're going to talk about all kinds of fun things. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV here on this Monday, December 17th on YouTube, and whenever you're watching it on Wabash, as we've had some technical difficulties on the TV side, but we're working them all out. We'll be back on in a normal fashion anytime soon. What's going on around the community today? Well, some community events, a few as you get a little closer to Christmas, of course. Folks, they tend to cut back on their community events, and we are now a week away from Christmas Eve, a week and a day away from Christmas. So it's elbows everywhere right now. Have you gotten your shopping completed with? Six children. I would think that you'd have tons of shopping requirements.
I have one, and I haven't got it taken care of.
Well,
I have a wonderful wife who takes care of most of the shopping.
Well, they see now that's the same thing with me. The wonderful wife takes care of the shopping, and I buy for her, and then I usually come up short in buying for my lovely wife.
I've learned, it's just through experience, that the best thing for me to do is just take her shopping and let her pick something out, because inevitably whatever I pick out isn't right.
Well, no, I understand that too. But here's something that you might consider. The ladies of the Fountain of Life Church of the Nazarene down in Fairfield. I believe that's just on the Y there near the airport in Fairfield. They are making homemade egg noodles as a fundraiser, and they're going to be taking orders through today. So you need to get a hold of the ladies of the Fountain of Life Church of the Nazarene in Fairfield. And the noodles will be ready by Thursday. They're going to be ready on Thursday for your holiday gathering, whatever you want to do. Noodles are $8 for a gallon bag, or $5 if you buy 2 or more gallons of the noodles, and I would think a gallon bag of noodles would be pretty good size. To place your order, give them a call at 812-664-8421. That's 812-664-8421. 664. Did I say? I've said that wrong twice, I think.
I have no idea what.
Well, it's right here. Let me look at it as I tell you. 812-664-8421. So do give them a call if you'd like some noodles today. You need to give them a call. Also going on today at the Flora Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center at 10 o'clock this morning. It's Music with Alvina. That'll be at the Flora Healthcare Center for about an hour today at around 10 o'clock. What is on Wabash Television today? What do you want to see on Wabash today? Well, good stuff. It's the season finale on National Geographic Channel 613 at 9 o'clock tonight. It's the Mars program, their second season program of Mars. It's the finale. It's a hybrid series. I don't know if you've ever watched it. Have you ever watched Mars on National Geographic? It's actually pretty good.
No, I haven't. I've seen it advertised, but I have not watched it.
It's actually pretty good. They basically zip you 20 years in the future, and it's like a science fiction, science fact-based type of documentary, mini documentary type of thing. But it pairs a scripted tale of a near future Martian settlement with documentary sequences that explore what life on Mars might be like. It's set in the year, right now they've moved up to the year 2042. I watched the first season. I didn't realize the second season was on until I just saw this today, because I thought it was probably the start of the second season. Well, what do I get? So I'll be able to look it up maybe on YouTube or something like that. But that second season finale tonight. Also tonight, it's NCAA basketball. Some Arizona, some college basketball. Arizona State is at Vanderbilt tonight. That is on SEC Network. That's at 6 o'clock tonight on the SEC Network. That's channel 639. Also tonight, Davidson is at Wake Forest. That'll be on ESPNU on channel 642. It's a doubleheader on ESPNU channel 642. They've got the Wildcats. Northwestern is at home tonight also at 8 o'clock as Chicago State comes in to play the Wildcats. Chicago State kind of making the rounds. They played DePaul over the weekend, and now they have Northwestern. And one other item of interest for tonight in the sports area, it is Chicago State, it is the New Orleans Saints at Carolina. Should be a dandy to wrap up week number 14 in football. Week number 15, but game number 14 for the Saints and the Panthers. Saints looking good already in the playoffs, already won the division. Panthers still trying to get in. They need a win or two here. So that's all tonight. We hope you enjoy it. What's going on today? Well, heck, here it's going to be me and Mike Chaney, and we'll be right back. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff about Wabash, maybe what to expect when you see folks walking around your lawn and all that kind of stuff. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV, Channel 3 over in Salem, Channel 25 or Channel 100 here in Florida. We do appreciate it, and we'll be back right after these words.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your #1 choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your #1 choice in healthcare.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone services required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tired of paying a big faceless company for your local telephone service in Flora? Now you can easily switch your 662 telephone number to Wabash Communications in Flora. That's right, Wabash can now provide local phone service to the Flora area, and yes, you can keep your 662 telephone number. It's available to both business and residential customers. Call us today at 662-3636. Wabash, your local telecommunications provider.
Welcome back. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest today is Mike Chaney. Mike is entering his final 2 weeks of a life of employment that has been, what, 55 years probably or something like that, or longer than that?
I would imagine.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, I'm 74, so I've been.
So you've been at it for quite some time, huh?
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Chaney is with Wabash Communications. How long have you been with Wabash?
Not really that long.
5, 6 years, something like that?
No, it's close. About 4 years.
4 years.
Right.
And you were brought in basically to start to facilitate the government work with government as well as residents in the expansion of fiber lines, right?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Wabash is in quite an expansion mode right now, and they needed someone to come in to take care of obtaining easements and such to help with their expansion. And I happened to be in the right place at the right time when they were needing someone that I have been experienced in what they needed as far as getting some of this expansion on track.
In that you had experience as a real estate agent. That kind of helps what you're doing here, right?
Yes, I had and still have a real estate license, and
do you really?
Yes, and I could be a sponsoring broker because I've got those credentials. But I've dabbled in real estate, not really that much, maybe altogether actively in real estate about 6 or 7 years. But I had worked with other companies that worked for basically some of the major communication companies, well, mainly AT&T, Sprint, such as that. And I had gotten quite a bit of experience, which I started back in '88 with a company, which first thing I did was spend about 3 months in the courthouse.
Really?
Looking up, it was contracts that the railroads had made in Illinois with people back in the 1800s.
Tell me a little bit about that, because I find that immensely interesting. That's where the ones in the mid 1800s. That's where a lot of folks search for, like, old signatures of Abraham Lincoln and that kind of stuff.
Some of this that I started, I went to Macoupin County in Carlinville, Illinois, and what stemmed the whole project was AT&T had placed a fiber line on what was a railroad company between Springfield, Illinois, and St. Louis. Okay. And someone up in Springfield, an attorney, got a hold of it, and it wasn't just AT&T. Nearly all this particular railroad, nearly all the major communication companies had a cable on this railroad right away. Well, back in the I think it started about 1848, when the railroad was built. They didn't obtain the property like they should have. They basically took it.
Yeah, they took it. That's what they were the railroad, and that's what they did.
They were the railroad. And so what my first job as far as being involved in communications was to research with another individual, a man by the name of Bob Cinnamon that lived in Effingham. The two of us worked for 3 months in the courthouse, bringing up all the railroad documentation we could find on this.
In Macoupin County.
No, this was from Springfield.
Oh.
In Macoupin County, yes, that was where we worked.
Yeah.
That to start out with.
I see.
But AT&T was concerned because of the fear of some lawsuits because of the fact that they had gotten the correct documentation they needed from the railroads, but the railroads didn't have the authority to give that to them because they didn't own the railroad right away. And so,
wait a second. How'd the railroad have? I guess
the railroad put the railroad put their tracks in, but they didn't own the ground.
Yeah.
And here the communication companies come along and they're wanting to put their fiber or their whatever kind of cable they were putting in on railroad right away. The railroads were giving permission, and the companies were contracted with the railroad, and the railroad charged them per foot a kind of a lease agreement.
Yeah.
And then come to find out the railroad didn't have the authority to do that because they didn't own the ground.
Okay, so if the railroad had basically controlled the ground for 150 years or 140 years or so at that point, who was bringing who were the railroads afraid of suing them? Who would be the other people?
The property owners. The current property owners were saying that the railroad was using their property, but then in turn they were also granting the permission to the communication companies to use that right of way, which they didn't own. So the property owners were suing, saying that, hey, it's our property. We should be getting that revenue off of that because we own that property.
Right.
And some of that did take place. Some of that, the lawsuits held up in court, and the communications company paid dearly.
Really?
For for some of this right of way that they had on railroad right of way.
I'm surprised, though, that their property owners, now granted, folks, we've kind of gone off the rails here. It's the celebration of Mike's retirement stuff, but I'm surprised that the property owners would have a claim on it if the railroad had a claim for 150 years.
Well, you would think so, but evidently it didn't work that way.
Wow.
Because even now, whenever a railroad is abandoned, in most cases, the ground reverts back to the adjacent property owners. In some cases, it's given back because the railroad never did acquire the property to start with. They never did own it.
They leased it?
They didn't do anything. They just put put tracks on it.
Huh.
And I can see the point from the property owners. Back in the 1800s, most of that, any farming taking place was done with a horse and a buggy.
Yeah.
Or not a horse and a buggy, but a horse and farming equipment, or plow, and it was they went right through the middle of some of these people's property, and then they couldn't get from one point to the other, and it wasn't fair. Really? It wasn't fair.
So you were working for you're the attorney in Springfield that you mentioned. He was representing the AT&T side of it, or he was representing the property owners.
Yes.
And he was the one who was able to get some redress for these property owners.
We were to find out originally when I did that. We were to find out if there was property that was not obtained by the railroad.
Yeah.
And if there was property, where was it located?
So my question then is, as you're searching through all these documents, did you find Abraham Lincoln document signed? Was Abraham Lincoln screwing people over the railroad on behalf of the fat cat railroad owners?
We didn't run across anything. it had Abraham Lincoln's signature
You didn't?
on it or anything. But
Oh,
no,
that's too bad.
I'm sure there was some involvement back when they were developing the state of Illinois, and it isn't just Illinois; it's Indiana. There's some really major issues that have gone on. I know in Illinois and in Indiana, and probably lots of other states.
Yeah.
But,
Well, that's
I hadn't heard about that.
That's the interesting thing you always find. You hear later on, I always had friends telling me that courthouse workers would loot their own filings for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty wild. Talking here with Mike Chaney. Got off on that. We'll get to actually we're going to get to what you can expect if you see a Wabash truck near you, and or if you see somebody walking around. It might be this guy for about the next week or two, but then he's not going to do it anymore. No. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV, Channel 3, Channel 25, or Channel 100. We'll be right back after these.
It's my choice. It's my choice. It's my choice.
So many of our county residents have treatment or surgeries done at larger hospitals. What they don't always realize is that they have a choice to select where they can have physical therapy or any number of post-operative treatments and follow-ups. Clay County Hospital is your choice. Talk with your specialist, surgeon, or primary care provider and let them know that you want to stay close to family, friends, and most importantly, home.
Clay County Hospital, your #1 choice in healthcare.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest is Mike Chaney. He is, what's your title? Do you even have it? But he's next to me in the office also. So.
A title would be right-of-way agent.
Right-of-way agent, okay. All right. Do you ever, okay, and so your job is to make sure that whenever Wabash is placing a fiber line or any kind of phone line or cables, that we have a legitimate claim, right?
That's one way of expressing it, yes. Whenever we go on private property to put our main cable in, well, then we need to obtain an easement to have the right to be on private property.
Do the states have, is there a set already utility setting like for along a roadway or anything like that by the states, or is it always a private property matter? Do you ever have to deal with the state instead?
Anytime
Or that, for
we're
that matter, the counties.
Yeah, we have, we need to deal with counties and also mainly state right-of-ways on any state highway. With the counties on any county roadway. Normally, then we deal with township roadways. The townships are usually pretty much a local situation, where with the county, they do have quite a few rules and regulations to abide by.
Who's easiest to work with?
Townships.
Townships are easier than counties and state?
Well, the counties, there's requirements, not nearly like there is a state now with IDOT, Illinois Department of Transportation. They have their rules and regulations that every company has to abide by the location of their cable, where, the depth of the cable. There's definite instructions on how we would cross, bore under a highway. Counties are somewhat that way, but not quite as defined in what they require. And townships, most of the time, as long as you repair what you do, well, they're happy,
Yeah.
Because normally when you're getting out into the townships, you're out into the county, off county road areas, and we're bringing a service that is definitely better than what people have now. And of course, Wabash is a co-op, and at one time, the co-op situation was if there was a residence, then it was necessary. We didn't, as Wabash or any other co-op, we had to take them communication. Now,
just like REA or Wayne White,
Yeah,
or
right.
those folks.
Right, you have to, by law, provide them with the
Means
of having the communication, telephone such as that, and it's getting to where about everybody has someone now. I mean, I'm sure there's probably areas where there isn't any, but I don't know where they're at.
Any telephone, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh boy,
And,
I don't think so. I don't know.
So many things now, people are saying, well, why even expand, like putting cable into the ground and such, because of the wireless situation where everybody's got cell phones. Well, something's got to power those cell phones. You got cell towers.
Something's got to go from tower to tower too, right?
Right. And security on a cell phone, of course, it's throwing that out and just into midair, and it's very easily retrievable by anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Where with a cable in the ground, the security is there that you don't have on a cell phone thing. Your big companies, your government contractors, things like that, people that have to have some kind of security, your banking systems, things like that, then they're still going to be using the cable that's.
They got to have hard line.
Yeah.
Got to have hard line. Tell me a little bit. Okay, if you knock on somebody's door, it's probably pretty good. Probably a pretty good situation for the person who you're knocking on. They may end up having a little bit of work done in their lawn, but for the most part, they're getting a good service, right?
That's correct. Well, Wabash, they provide good service, and in so many instances, some of the larger companies, which have provided for years and years and years in the rural areas, it's not a profitable situation for them anymore.
Yeah.
And so they're not maintaining like they should, and here a co-op comes in and can give possibly better service than most of the major companies are providing in the cities, especially with fiber optic. You go to the cities and not each individual residence has the ability to obtain fiber optic. It's not to everyone in southern Illinois now, but it's coming around. I mean, it's just a slow build. It takes a lot of time and a lot of money to get this to the residences.
Well, you make that makes a good point. Fiber optic has been around for 30 years now, right?
Yes. Probably longer than that. But
yeah,
anyway.
Telephone communications. The first towns were hooked up to each other about 140 or 150 years ago. So it's a little bit more of it's an older technology and a more established technology, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Yes. At what will you be around? At what point will fiber you think get to the level of telephony where everybody has fiber versus the wireless, and the wireless will be gone?
Well, I don't think you're ever going to have wireless is here to stay, but fiber it's not going to be available for everyone, probably in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
But it will eventually.
Well, we're both young men, though, Mike.
Oh, that's right. I guess if I put a time frame on it, I doubt if in the next 50 years everybody will have fiber.
Okay, all right.
Especially in the rural areas and the areas where it's just not, it's not feasible to try and, you can't anymore run 10 miles to get to one customer.
Yeah. Depending, unless maybe like Amazon decides to build another place outside of New York City, and they decide to put it in, say, Winter Road or something like that, or Bible Grove. We could probably put something up to Bible Grove.
Well, we have fiber in Bible Grove already.
Yeah, okay, we're already there.
Yeah, we're there. We're going. Of course, the schools and hospitals and clinics and things like that are priority on the list when it comes to building a new fiber system, as far as a route, you might say.
Tell you what we'll do. We'll take another short break, and when we return, we'll tell folks what you can expect whenever you see a Wabash truck, maybe, and how the whole building of the fiber line works. It's not like they're tearing up your ground. It's an interesting thing. I sat there and watched it last summer for quite some time. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest is Mike Chaney, and we're talking about all kinds of different things. We'll be back right after these words.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area, with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics, located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City, allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right, or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tired of paying a big faceless company for your local telephone service in Flora? Now you can easily switch your 662 telephone number to Wabash Communications in Flora. That's right, Wabash can now provide local phone service to the Flora area, and yes, you can keep your 662 telephone number. It's available to both business and residential customers. Call us today at 662-3636. Wabash, your local telecommunications provider.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Welcome back. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much. My guest today is Mike Chaney. And okay, all right. Somebody gets a phone call. You call somebody, say in Browns or Mount Carmel or something where we've been working recently, and you tell them, hey, look, we're Wabash Communications. I'm Mike with Wabash Communications. We'd like to, we're going to be running fiber in your neighborhood. Is that what you tell folks?
Yes. If we can possibly get a hold of them through a landline or a cell phone, we do it verbally. If we do not have the ability to get a hold of them, then we send a letter out that we're wanting to put a route in a particular location.
All right, so I get a letter. Say I get a letter, and it's before you decide to call. I get this letter that says you want to put a line in. What do I think? Oh my gosh, they're going to tear up my lawn. That really doesn't happen, though, does it? Can do you occasionally have to tell folks that this isn't going to be intrusive?
It's not occasionally. It's practically every one of them. Well, what's that going to? You're going to come in here and really tear everything up, and anymore the technology with the boring and we place most of our cable in the ground by plowing, which is basically just running a blade in the ground and it's very, very non-intrusive if there's such a word. And once they're through, you really can't even tell it. I mean, it
doesn't leave. Whenever you see the let me think of it in terms that folks might understand, like a sewer line or a water line going. I've had both done in my lawn before. And those are quite intrusive, and they leave you with the mound, and that's not what this is it?
No. It like I just mentioned, once we're in and out, in most cases you will not see really where they've been. There's very little excavating going on. The cable can be put in the ground with minimal amount of interruption, destruction, whatever.
How deep's it go?
We put in the cable that goes in, say, out along the roadway or across a piece of property, is a minimum of 3 foot deep. And once we get to each individual drop going into the homes to where the cable would, basically attach to the home, that it could vary. It depends on situations. We can go either over or under, say, a water line or whatever, just to get that particular drop in. It may only be 18 inches in the ground or something like that, but that's just to the individual property owner. But the main line out in the roadways or cross fields, whatever, is usually minimum of 3 foot deep.
So the homeowner typically, when we say it's non-intrusive, they may not even see the equipment going through their property, right?
That's correct, especially if it's a directional bore.
Really? Explain what a directional bore is.
It is a bore that is they can control it very accurately on depth or side to side. If they want to go to a certain point, they can make curves with it if they want. It is a piece of equipment that could put a cable in the ground. You bore to the location you want to go and attach a cable on it, pull it back, or duck if you're pulling duck back. And it's just, you don't see it. It's not above ground. It's not,
does it work like a drill?
Yes.
But it works like a drill, I mean, you have bits on it, but it also, it's not like the heavy bits you see in the oil field.
No.
I mean, folks might see these gigantically heavy diamond bits that you use in the oil field that are this wide, and this is not what that is it?
No, it's a lot smaller piece of equipment than what you see oil field wise, which a lot of people in this area are familiar with. It's the actual drilling is done, or the bore itself is made by high pressure water.
This is what I wanted you to get to. This is what I find interesting about the whole thing. Explain what you mean by that.
Well, it's got a pump. I'm not sure just what kind of PSI the pump would have, say 500 or 600 pounds of pressure. I'm guessing. I don't really know for sure. But the jet of water, they've got a nozzle on the front of the drilling head that jets this water out, and it's a stream probably about the size of a pencil or a quarter of an inch, whatever. And that really eats away at the soil and things like that.
Yeah.
And there's a spoon.
They're not really drilling as so much as eroding, right?
Right. That's correct. There's a spoon on the front of the bit that it's I don't have it really know what the degree is, but it if it's like this, it'll make the bit go down.
Yeah.
If it's like this, it makes the bit go up.
Okay.
That can go left or right depending on how that spoon is. The water actually eats. You can rotate if you want. Then you can also push. You're pushing all the time with your machine, and they have the rods are normally say 10 feet long, and you can just push a rod, you put another on, and then you push it again.
How far is typical of a average day? You may not be the person to ask, but I mean, you've seen these in action. How much can you typically bore in a day like that?
Well, it depends on the subsoil, you might say. In a good clay or sandy loam type situation, I don't know how excuse me, how to explain. You can do it in a day. They could probably bore 200 or 300 feet in half an hour.
Oh, really?
If the soil conditions are correct. Now, if you get in a rocky situation, it might take 2 days to bore 200 or 300 feet. I was involved one time over in Indiana, in Elliotsville, Indiana, where they were trying to bore maybe 250 feet. Took 2 weeks.
Because they just kept running into rocks?
It was rock. It was solid rock.
How do you get through it then? I mean, you're not going to be exploding things underneath the ground.
No, they just kept at it. You might say they
eroded the rock. Wow, that's a powerful drill.
It was a very expensive bore.
Yeah, I suspect so.
It wasn't typical.
Where is Elliott's? You said Elliottstown?
Elliotsville. That's over near Bloomington, Indiana, just a little bit north and west of Bloomington, Indiana.
Up there by the Marengo Cave or something like that.
I don't know where
that direction.
I've seen billboards with Marengo Cave. I have no idea where Marengo Cave may be.
It's in Indiana.
Well, so there's a lot of things in Indiana, but over in that area, there's Bedford, Indiana, which is south of Bloomington, which a lot of homes back in the 50s and 60s had Bedford stone.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of rock quarries.
Well, around Bloomington, you have the quarries anyway.
You got them around Bloomington. You got them south of there. Like I said, around Bedford, which is a few miles south of Bloomington. There is a lot of rock formations over
so
there.
Is there a typical here in Southern Illinois, or do you run into a typical speed of the boring process?
Well, you're probably asking the wrong person on that, because the ones that run the boring rig would probably deny
there is ever a typical.
Yeah, about. When you think you're going to have smooth sailing, usually something goes wrong.
They start. That's the thing. They'll start knocking wood and that kind of stuff, won't they?
Yes, it's there's areas here in Clay County that we've run into rock. Matter of fact, in a couple of places since I've been involved, we actually end up having to go aerial
Oh, really?
To avoid the rock, and it will happen in a lot of situations where there's a creek or whatever where it's eroded away to where it's basically a rock bottom, and you're needing to bore that creek. And
so you just never know what you're going to run into.
That's correct.
Well, I'll be darned.
That is correct.
I'll be doggone. Talking here today with Mike Chaney. He's retiring. We're going to, when we do return here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, we're going to ask Mike what he's going to do now that he's going to have all his time off to sit there and twiddle his thumbs and do. Are you ready to prepared to answer a question about what you're going to do?
I think so.
I'm glad you have.
I've got. She told me.
She told me.
This is what you're going to do.
This is what you're going to do. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest today is Mike Chaney. This is his exit interview, and we haven't even talked about your performance of work yet. Your performance evaluation. We'll do that here soon too. You're watching Big Talk. We'll be right back.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching. Welcome back. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. My guest today is Mike Chaney, and he is retiring December 31st. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations. Outstanding after a long and healthy life of work and service to his community. That's the big question. What are you going to do with yourself now in retirement? Have you got plans? You going to travel? What's the big traveling plans? We're going to go. What city do you want to see, or across the world? Do you want to go across the world to Rome, Istanbul, Jakarta?
That's probably places you'd want to go. I'm pretty content to stick around Florida. We do have a daughter and son-in-law that live in Missouri, which I'm sure visit them frequently.
Well, you've got six daughters. And
yeah.
But you do have three or four of them in Southern Illinois, right?
Well, the farthest of the six is the one that lives just south of St. Louis, which is about a 2.5-hour drive for us. We have one that's about an hour, almost 2-hour drive that lives over near Belleville. Other than that, they're within 10 minutes. So we've got four daughters and son-in-laws.
How many grandchildren?
I think we've got about 17. And then I think we're running about 8 on grands right now.
About what?
Greats.
Greats.
Oh. About 8 on greats. Sorry about that.
I didn't understand.
Yeah, I didn't. I can understand why you didn't understand. I didn't.
Wow. So you're just going to, well, you see, now that's cool. You're planning to probably spend a ton of time with your children and your grandchildren.
I imagine we'll spend quite a bit of time, yes. Of course, as they get older, they kind of get away from grandma and grandpa and all that. Sometimes I feel that they may come around a little more than it's absolutely necessary, but hey, that's just part of it. But we do enjoy the grandchildren, and we had a house full yesterday evening, and when it comes around Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's not uncommon to have over 40 people at the house.
Wow!
So.
I don't get that. I don't have that. I don't have any children or grandchildren or anything like that. So I get people with dogs coming over to the house. That kind of
Well, we have that too.
I guess you would.
We've got 2 daughters and son-in-laws that they have critters that they bring, and it's interesting.
You're working on a project. You're building your own.
Well,
can you tell anything about your project? Or now your lovely wife is still working, right?
Yes, she is. She's a cosmetologist, and she has her salon in our home. And
she plans to continue to work.
She does plan to work as long as she, I guess, feels up to it.
Yeah.
She's not as old as I am. Matter of fact, when we married, I kind of robbed the cradle. But
how old was she?
Hell, I was 50 and she was in her early 40s, I should say.
He's robbing cradle, man.
Yeah, she's 8 years younger than I am.
Okay.
So she's she's getting up to the point. She's getting tired too.
Yeah.
She wants to kind of take it easy, and she deserves it because she does work hard.
All right, now tell me about the project. The folks who live in your neighborhood. He lives here in Florida, and folks who live in your neighborhood might see you tinkering and puttering around a little bit occasionally, right? With next door.
Well, yes, I'm adding a small addition to the side of my garage, which I intended to eventually be more like a sun porch.
You realize that most people, when they retire, they start contracting their home rather than expanding their home.
Well, I don't have a man cave.
Really? So this will act as such?
This is kind of, I guess, the idea is a place to kind of get away from all the grandkids when they're there. It's not that so much as I enjoy cooking out, barbecuing, whatever you want to call it. And I'm making this to where I can actually have my grill inside. I'm going to have a pretty decent exhaust system.
How's that? Yeah.
And also my wife, she won't venture out hardly in the summertime because of mosquitoes. And of course, if we have something going on, you always have flies if you're outside.
Sure.
I got a son-in-law that won't hardly eat outside the home because he doesn't want to fight the flies, which is understandable. So anyway, it's kind of a combination. I think it's a place for me to have my grill. It's a place if I want to get away. Also, it's a place where we can kind of enjoy the outdoors without putting up with all the bugs and such. It's not going to be part of the home, honestly. It's attached to the garage. It's not going to have a heating system. It's not going to have air conditioning. It's just
no heating either.
No. It's just it's kind of a glorified closed-in patio, I guess you'd call it.
All right, I guess I'm confused. Explain the fancy exhaust system then, because I guess I don't see the point of having it. I get the grill will heat the place up a little bit in the wintertime, won't it?
Yeah, it also makes smoke when you cook something.
Well, I understand that.
So
I want to hear about this exhaust.
I've got a blower or fan motor out of a furnace.
Did you?
Well, I have it, yes.
See, okay.
And I'm going to incorporate that into where it will.
See, those furnace fans are usually pretty heavy duty.
Yeah. I hope it moves a lot of CFM. And hopefully it'll pull the smoke and the cooking odors and such out. If I can raise a window on one end and have this on the other, it'll pull air through. I'm hoping. It's work
Which way
in
is it going to be?
right?
Is the exhaust system going to be through the roof, or is it going to be through the wall?
It will be through the wall.
Okay.
But I'm going to have it up high. I mean,
you don't want to affect the integrity of your roofing system.
That's correct. It has a metal roof on it, and I don't want any holes in it.
When did you start this process?
Oh, probably 6 months ago.
Really?
It's not a project that has to get done right now. I had deadlines, didn't meet any of them. I was going to have it finished by Thanksgiving. It didn't happen. And I was going to have it finished by Christmas. It has not happened.
Well, you still got a week.
Yeah, but I've got probably a month's work too yet.
So, at what point do you think you'll have it finished? Then, I mean, at what point do you decide to back your number up and decide that you aren't going to have it finished on time for you?
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot to satisfy me.
That's what I was thinking.
I've nicknamed.
I mean, if you haven't put an air conditioner in it yet or a heater in it, then it's going to take you by.
I'm not going to put an air conditioning in it. It may have eventually a ceiling fan or something, but not. No, it's not elaborate enough to have air conditioning.
You put TV in it?
It could have a TV.
All right. Well,
you could have a TV.
I mean, I'm not asking you that to tell the little thieves around the neighborhoods that might come around or something like that.
Well, it's not that. It's I don't. We live in an area that I don't have any concern about that at all. But it's kind of turned into somewhat of a joke. You were talking about the air and heat and such.
Yeah.
One of the daughters came by one day, and I was quite proud of my little project. And
yes,
I asked her to come out and take a look at it and see what she thought, and so she did.
Nice.
And then she started decorating it for me because she has education as far as an interior decorator.
Oh, that's nice. That's good to have help.
So she started pointing out I could do this and I could do that, and I rapidly, after it got up over several $1,000s of stuff I needed to do the inside of it, I said it's not going to be the Taj Mahal. It's going to be a little primitive. And so my nickname for my project is the Taj.
The Taj.
The Taj.
Before I let you go, I got to ask: is it going to have a bathroom?
It may have a man's facility.
I understand. All right, I do understand what that.
I do have means that I can hook it into the sewer.
Outstanding. Congratulations. Hey, congratulations on your retirement, Mike.
Well, thank you,
I
sir.
really do appreciate it. And outstanding. Mike has been such a big help to Wabash, and we all hate to see him leave, especially here in the Flora office. He keeps it lively. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey and Mike Chaney, and we'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day.